When I tell you that this has been one of the most exciting first rounds in the playoffs I have seen in recent years. Yes, there are a couple, as hopefully you guys know by now, but this is Tuesday afternoon, so I don't know what's going to happen with the late games. But I do know this. There are multiple 3-1 leads in the series. Currently, Denver's on a 3-1 lead. The Suns on a 3-1 lead. The Lakers on a 3-1 lead. The Celtics are on a 3-1 lead. And the Knicks are on a 3-1 lead. And the one that I want to talk about the most, the one that is shocking to me, is the Miami Heat is currently on a 3-1 lead, series lead against the Milwaukee Bucks. I can't explain to you exactly how we got here. I mean, yes, you can talk about the 2 games that Giannis missed. Yes, you can talk about the coaching and the adjustments that at least one coach seems to be making, the other coach isn't. But let me explain to you why this is so shocking to me. Because a lot of people, including myself, had the Bucks at least going to the finals. Some people had them winning the finals, but at least making it to the finals. They're the deepest team in basketball. They have arguably the best player in basketball in Giannis. And they have one of the best complementary players in basketball, which is, of course, Jrue Holiday and Chris Middleton. And you're playing a team that just came out of playing 2 games in the play-in. Now, I understand momentum is a thing. And we'll kind of talk about momentum when we talk about the Lakers series. And I understand momentum's a thing, but I also understand that the Miami Heat have struggled all year. They struggled with injury. They struggled with consistency. The Miami Heat have struggled all year. And while, if you remember last episode when I was giving my All-NBA teams, one of the biggest reasons why I gave Jimmy Butler All-NBA third team is because he has been the most consistent player for Miami this entire year. Even though he did miss some time with injury, when he has been playing, he has been great this entire year. But I'm shocked because the Bucks are still playing really good. Giannis just had a playoff triple-double. And we can talk about the 2 games that Giannis missed. But one of those games, the Heat lost by like 20, 30 points. I understand Jimmy Butler says that there's no such thing as playoff Jimmy. But the numbers don't lie. Jimmy Butler's game goes to a whole nother level in the playoffs. I mean, we saw that in the bubble, which he led his team to the NBA Finals when they were in the bubble. Now, of course, they ultimately lost to LeBron James and the Lakers. LeBron James and Anthony Davis and the Lakers. But his play just skyrockets once he makes it to the playoffs. I mean, why are we talking about this in the second block? Think about that. Jimmy Butler just dropped 56 points against one of the best defenses in the league. 56 points, which is the most all-time in Heat playoff history, his career high, and I think the 4th or 5th most playoff points in NBA history. Momentum is a thing. And one thing that I'm seeing is the Heat riding momentum from that play-in. Now, I will say this. I think that the Bucks are very capable of coming back from 3-1. Because you can look at it two ways. You can look at it like, while yes, the Bucks are down 3-1, it took a 56-point game from Jimmy Butler to secure them the win in game 4. You can also look at it as this was Giannis' first game back. And even with his first game back and obviously still dealing with back pains as we saw in the game, he finished with a 26-point triple-double. And and you still have to win 2 at home and just 1 on the road. And one of the 2 at home is a game 7. So if you're a Bucks fan, or you're the Bucks, you're just telling yourself, there's no way. And Kenny the Jet Smith on TNT said it best. Your mindset being down 3-1, because he was down 3-1 when he was on the Rockets in the NBA Finals against Charles Barkley's Suns, and they ultimately came back and won. Their mindset would be, there's no way they're beating us at home, and all we have to do is win 1 more in Miami. Now, of course, that's easier said than done when you have Jimmy Butler playing at this level. Oh, and I also want to shout out Victor Oladipo. Victor Oladipo, who's from the crib, by the way. Victor Oladipo has dealt with several injuries, several lower leg injuries. I think he's torn his ACL a couple times. And unfortunately, he tore his pectoral tendon. So he'll be out for pretty much a year. And it's unfortunate. I hate seeing injuries in general, but I hate seeing injuries from a player that has dealt with multiple injuries and was playing really good basketball. He was very important for the Heat, especially because of the Tyler Hero injury, which is also how shocking this is to me. That 2 very important players, especially important players when we talk about the offensive side of the ball, is out. So of course you need Jimmy Butler to step up and do more, which of course he shot 28 shots, I think only, and made 19 of them. So he only missed 9 shots and had a 56-point game. This is one of the most shocking series, of course, and you can go back to my predictions. I didn't even think Miami was going to win like a game or 2. I thought it was probably going to be a gentleman sweep. But Miami, I'm pleasantly surprised, and I was wrong. Miami is playing incredible. Now, it's all about finishing out. I usually would say that this series is over, but I've seen on several occasions a team come back from 3-1. And usually the team that comes back from 3-1 has the best player. Think about it. Golden State, when they came back from 3-1, Steph Curry. Now, yes, Klay Thompson was going crazy in Game 6, but Steph Curry was still Steph Curry. Even though they were going against Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook, still Steph Curry. Miami in 3-1 in the finals, LeBron James and Kyrie Irving. We've seen teams come back from 3-1. And I think that if there is another team that could come back, especially a team out of all these teams that's playing, if there is a team that can come back from 3-1 currently, it is the Bucks with Giannis and Jrue Holiday and Chris Middleton and Brook Lopez playing incredible defense. But I will say, I am pleasantly shocked of how good Miami is playing against a team. Well, yes, I understand Giannis was out twice, but one of those games, the Bucks were dominant. Maybe it's adjustments. we know Eric Spoelstra is one of the best coaches in NBA history. And we also understand that he's one of the best coaches at making adjustments. Mike Budenholzer, there was a time when Miami went on like a 22 or 24-2 run. Cut like straight. You don't think to call a timeout in that situation? To like chill the crowd out, chill the momentum? He didn't, and they lost. And now they're in the 3-1 hole. So, again, man, shouts out to Jimmy Butler for dropping 56 points and literally carrying his team, because we're not seeing consistent play out of Kyle Lowry because of the hamstring injury, and we're not seeing consistent play out of Bam Adebayo because, I don't know, maybe he's tired on the offensive side of the ball because you have to go up against Brook Lopez, who's a big body, and you see that they switched Bam Adebayo on Giannis a couple times. I don't know, but Bam Adebayo has been hella inconsistent. And maybe an adjustment, because I heard people say Giannis has to guard Jimmy Butler. That's a tough ask. Don't get me wrong. I understand Giannis is the best player in the world, possibly. That's a tough ask for a player that has that's nursing a back injury. I understand he had 26, 10 and 8 or something, or 10. But he still has a back injury, which we saw was bothering him throughout the game because he was getting constant treatment throughout the game. But shouts out to Jimmy Butler. Shouts out to Miami for being up 3-1. And we'll see what happens. Oh, man, you stayed to the end of the video. I appreciate you. If you like what you saw, be sure to hit that subscribe button so you'll never miss any content from your boy. You can also go back and watch past episodes, past clips, and don't forget that the Unpopular Podcast, new episodes drop every Wednesday and Saturday. Appreciate you.